On February 15th, Richmond laced up the cleats at Klockner Stadium and put up an insane performance to take down Virginia in a rivalry matchup. The star of the show is the Richmond defense that year in and out shows they can perform leagues above their weight class. They play a simple style that allows them to force bad angle shots and shut down other teams. In this video, I'll uncover all the secrets to Richmond's defense so you can play just like them. I promise if you watch till the end of this video, you'll get more cause turnovers this season. Here, Richmond shows how to play as one unit and never get scored on again. Stowe lines up on his man in the high alley. When his man cuts to the top side, his main goal is to initiate some contact. By planting and driving upfield, he can jam his man off his dodging line. As this is happening, a pick gets set on his left, holding him up. Packer does a great job of coming off of it and throwing a heavy switch. It's important to switch aggressively here because the position of the pick puts the dodger in an instant shooting position. Packard is now isoed up top and sends his man to the left. Even though Packard slips, the contact he makes gives the pole time to slide and recover. Schutz then moves the ball out and gets it around to X. Stoll is now helping in on the backside playing team defense, but as he sees the skip pass, he extends outwards while also trying to pick it off. This extension allows him to interrupt the shot and win the coverage. This time Farrell shows how to use upfield gooses to get more ground balls as a defender. Dunham is matched up in the corner against McCabe. The first thing I like is his positioning. He gives himself a wide cushion to react because he's so far out. He also approaches square with McCabe and moves upfield with him to deny the top side. When McCabe rolls back, he lets the contact come to him and then drives out. From there, he's practically won the matchup and can just run with McCabe. Off ball though, I want you to notice Farrell. During this coverage, he was helping in as the two slide. As he sees McCabe coming towards him, he slowly starts to hedge back out to his man. Anticipating this movement gets him in position to pick this pass off. As it hits the ground, he smacks it upfield into open space. Upfield gooses like this work so well because you know there's no one in front, so you don't have to control how hard you hit it. We teach you to get ground balls exactly like this in the GLE Defensive Blueprint. The Blueprint's a weekly training plan that will give you the exact drills and steps to become a top defender in the country. Check the link in the description for more. This time Richmond shows how hedging is a cheat code in lacrosse. Gyllenhaal gets dodged up top and Penfeather Stevenson is acting as the hot slide. As the midi takes the alley, Stevenson starts sliding to the ball, which causes the midi to roll away from pressure. But once Stevenson sees this, he realizes he can recover back to his man and save his team from fully rotating. By hedging towards the ball, he got all the benefits of the slide, but little of the risk. Mazzaferri is now isolated on the backside and getting dodged on with Farrell acting as the hot slide. Farrell takes a couple hedge steps to the ball, and again, it causes the UVA midi to retreat back and pass the ball. Since Richmond didn't fully slide, they're in great position to guard Schutz and collapse on him for the takeaway. This time Gyllenhaal shows how your stance will let you win more matchups. To start this coverage, take a look at Gyllenhaal's stance. He's completely square and has his inside foot splitting the midi's body. This lets him deny the top side, but also not give up the direct path to the cage. As the midi splits, Gyllenhaal's main job is to make some contact. As a D-mid, closing that gap is important in winning coverages. Gyllenhaal initiates contact a little late as the midi rolls, but he can still keep his positioning. Even as a D-mid, you can use the head of your stick, like this clip, to continue applying pressure even when you're trailing. This caused the D-mid to step back and pass the ball away. We teach you to play defense exactly like this in the GLE Defensive Blueprint. This time Richmond shows the fear we have to overcome to be a great defender. Smith gets dodged on in the low alley against McCabe. He gets clipped by this pick but can still navigate it and stay in the coverage. Still, being in the trail position causes the slide to go and McCabe skips it over the top. Stevenson was helping in on team defense, now has to extend out to the ball. This is a scary position as a pole. You have an attackman wide open winding up in your face. The first thing to realize is you probably won't block the shot. And the second thing to realize is they might not even shoot. So instead of rushing out and trying to block it, your best bet is to break down and prepare for them to dodge. While Stevenson's approach was a little messy, he stayed with his man and denied the rollback to win the coverage. This time Gyllenhaal shows how to approach the ball and never get scored on. In this play, the ball gets skipped around the outside as Gyllenhaal is helping on the backside with the team defense. As the ball gets closer to him though, he continues to extend outwards. By the point his man gets the ball, he's completely out and is already in a defensive stance. Way too many players will come into approaches like this too shallow and too late. By approaching far out, it gives the rest of your defense time to react and the dodger isn't an instant shooting threat. So when Gyllenhaal sends his man down the alley, the slide has time to react and disrupt the shot. I've loved watching this Richmond defense, and I can guarantee you they will continue to dominate in the 2025 season. If you want to play elite defense like Richmond, check out the G Elite Defensive Blueprint on screen or in the description. It'll give you the exact drills and steps to become one of the best defenders in the country. Thank you so much for watching.